And the whole arm wrestling world is genuinely concerned about who is ever going to be the one to dethrone the King Levan. Does anyone really pose a threat in Levan's eyes? Any rising stars, current champions, who really has a chance to dethrone the king in Levan's eyes?
Well, out of control. Timeline.
It's time you give your ears a break with the Soundcore Sport X10. You will not find a more comfortable pair of earpods. Soundcore Sport X10 has unique ear hooks that can be rotated up to 210 degrees. If you're worried about running out of charge on your wireless earpods, that's nothing to worry about with these. 32 hours of playtime with the case and 8 hours on a single charge. If you like hip hop music, then you're going to fall in love with these. They have excellent bass. I wish I had these during my 2 month stay in Iceland. That was the windiest place I have ever been. Why these are so good for that kind of environment? It's because of the wind noise reduction. So if you're listening to music, but they're all over the place, you're just hearing wind, not music. If you're on a phone call, with these, there's 6 microphones, so your partner, whoever you're talking to, will be able to hear you crystal clear. Use the Soundcore app's in-app breathing exercises to focus on your breathing before you work out. Soundcore Sport X10 supports IPX7 and it's also waterproof and sweatproof. Soundcore Sport X10 has ultra compact size. So click the link below to grab yourself a pair of Soundcore Sport X10 headphones.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm presenting to you the long-awaited post-match interview with Levan. So currently I'm in the middle of my travels. I've been to Serbia, Greece, and now residing in Spain. So I'm doing this interview remotely. And on chat we have Levan and his translator, Thor Naked. Is that right? Thor Naked. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, 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 it's correct.
First of all, thank you for coming on board. I know you guys are very busy, and just have a few questions. Ask about like Levan's mindset and where he sees himself over the next year. So I'm ready to get into it when you are.
Sure. Let me translate. Essagi tres wörter bituga. Yeah, basically, Levan is saying that match was very exciting, and overall it went as he planned. And actually, he maybe expected even more resistance from Devon. But he's saying that his preparation was so good, so on point, that he was sure that there was nothing that could have stopped him that day. And Levan is also saying that he's definitely looking forward to the upcoming matches. He definitely considers to participate in the King of the Table 5 in this, around December. So looking forward to that, and he hopes to have a good opponent.
Okay, see, that will be a challenge, and I'm going to get to that part in a second. But before that, I want to go back to the match with Devon. And now, at the end of round one, there appears to have been, may it be very brief, a stop right before the pin pad. It was a very brief one. Now, at that moment, did Levan feel as though, knowing what Devon is capable of and his typical tactics used in previous super matches, that he may provide a greater struggle than Levan thought he may?
ანუ იმის გამოცდილებით რაც Levan is saying that definitely his expectations were high. He saw how the match went with Michael Todd. He saw how the match went with John Brzenk. He definitely saw a threat in Devon's style, and even though the expectation was that he would use the king's move during the match, he was going the other way, going into a deep hook. That was probably what Devon was preparing as a surprise for Levan. But overall, it turned out to be not an issue for him.
And okay, in round two, Devin said he tore his bicep or had an arm injury. It wasn't I'm not exactly sure if it was a bicep tear exactly. I think it was a bicep tear. Did Levon notice a significant decrease in resistance after round two?
Mhm. მეორე რაუნდში
მე უფრო ვიგრძენი რომ ძალიან მალე იღლებოდა.
Mhm. Yeah, Levan is saying that he didn't see or feel that Devon got injured in the second round, but he did feel that his strength and endurance went significantly lower after the first round. He expected more endurance out of Devon's hand, but he definitely felt that from the second round onwards, both his strength, which he felt like went down like 30 or 40%, and then his endurance also were taking a hit. So basically, he could feel that Devon was getting more and more tired. And on the other hand, Levan only adjusted his style more and got more and more into the game as the rounds went on.
Yeah, for sure. And up until this in Levon's career, in the era, so I could say the last 3 to 4 years or so, who made Levon work the hardest? So who did he find the greatest threat once he was on the table? I know pre-match it's hard to determine how difficult your opponent may be, especially if you've never faced them before. But on the table, once things got going, who does he feel made him work the hardest?
Mhm. Yeah, so Levan is saying that during the last 3 or 4 years, he wouldn't say that any of the matches were particularly hard for him. Overall, he felt that the strength level between his opponents was roughly the same. Maybe there was a slightly longer battle in the first round with Vitaly Leletin, but as soon as he adjusted, then it went back to his comfort alley. Basically, he feels that with this winning streak, he thinks that he has motivated a lot of athletes to bring their games to a higher level, to get even stronger. So he feels that he is probably slightly above the current level, but this should motivate the athletes to become better and to challenge him.
Oh, surely. Well said. How did you celebrate after this win? Because this was a big win. How does Levon celebrate his wins?
როგორ აღნიშნავ გამარჯვება? Yeah, Levan is saying that he does not celebrate particularly too much. Maybe after the match is done, there are 2 or 3 hours that he's feeling the rush of happiness and the rush of energy. But usually, this goes back to the thought of the next match, to thoughts of the future, and how to continue. So he doesn't have like a celebration party or something like that. So he tries to keep modest and to think of the next steps upcoming.
And the whole arm wrestling world is genuinely concerned about who is ever going to be the one to dethrone the King Levon. Does anyone really pose a threat in Levon's eyes? Any rising stars, current champions, who really has a chance to dethrone the King in Levon's eyes?
მთელი კლავჭიდის
უფრო საინტერესო ის არის, ვისთანაც ასე ვთქვათ, ჯერ არ მქონია ნაშახვედრა.
Yeah, he's saying that there are definitely many athletes which are on the high level at the moment. There are many of them who have good winning streak and a good performance. He could maybe outline Hermes Gasparini, since he has not pulled with him before, even in training, and because of that, this match would be interesting to him. Uh, and also, except of match with Kudecha, all the rest of the matches that he had were definitely very interesting, and he showed a good performance. So this could be something of an interest in the future.
All right, then. Well, that about wraps it up. Well, thank you again for both of your time. Keep this interview short and sweet. Levan, Thor Naked, will be speaking to both of you very soon. And those watching the channel, you guys know that it won't be long before we have another amazing event on the way for the World of Arm Wrestling. So thank you all for tuning in. Please click the link down below in the caption, in the description box, to follow Levan if you don't already. And we will see you guys very soon.